Hi, welcome. I'm Maria from Read Fine Books, and today we are talking about the first epigraph in Middlemarch. As you know, I'm reading Middlemarch by George Eliot. It is my first reading of it, and I am attempting a deep read. That means that I am trying to immerse myself in the Middlemarch world, trying to find out every image George Eliot puts before me, every reference, every author. It is something very challenging, but I'm actually loving it because I think it makes the experience of reading this novel a lot better. I'm also reading it as a group read on my Discord channel, so if you want to be part of the discussions there, be sure to join. So the first epigraph in the first chapter is weird. It's weird because it really tells us too much, and it also tells us nothing specific. I don't know why it exists. I don't know why this book has epigraphs. I don't understand why they are there. What do they mean? Because the first one is obscure, but I did find references about it. I have some possible ideas of what it can mean, but most of the other ones are really a lot more challenging. Let's discuss the first and see what you actually think of it. First of all, it's a fragment from the Maid's Tragedy. Since I can do no good because a woman reach constantly at something that is near it. The work of art that is quoted is The Maid's Tragedy by BEAUMONT and FLETCHER. As I said, the interpretations of it are so many, and it can relate to a number of things. Perhaps that is the idea, not to have something clear, but to generate a discussion. Because as you know, books at the time were published partially. Every few months a new book would come out. Middlemarch is actually divided in 8 books. They were originally published every few months during an entire year. So after reading a book, you had to wait for a long time to read another one. So you had a lot of time to discuss the first book. So perhaps that is the idea, to discuss the epigraphs as well and find your own meanings to them. My first impression of this epigraph specifically is it related to Dorothea's insecurities. It related to her condition as a woman, to not be able to do the same things as a man, not be able to think as well as a man, because that was the idea at the time, that was the prevalent opinion at the time. So of course she was influenced by this, and we see that throughout her behavior she wants someone to guide her, to form and shape her opinions and teach her. Her insecurities may be shown here, but if we look deeper into the Maid's Tragedy, and I try to read it, it is very difficult for me as the English is so old. I did look up all the details about it, so I'm pretty sure I get the gist of it. When we look at the Maid's Tragedy, we see that perhaps it's about a little more than that. So, what is the Maid's Tragedy about? It's the story of Aspasia, who is in love with Amintor and expects to marry him. However, the king instead decrees that Amintor must marry Evadne being his own mistress. So of course, both of the ladies are displeased with this, but they have no other option. as the king is the king, you cannot contradict him. So the marriage happens, and Evadne is married to Amintor, but confesses everything to him during their first night together. She refuses to make love to him as she had already made love to the king. However, Evadne falls in love with Amintor and begs him to forgive her. He is reluctant in doing so until she speaks the monologue from which the epigraph of Middlemarch is taken. This is the entire monologue. I have done nothing good to win belief. My life hath been so faithless. All the creatures made for heaven's honours have their ends, and good ones, all but the cozening crocodiles, false women, the rain here like those plagues, those killing sores men pray against, and when they die, like tales ill-told and unbelieved, they pass away and go to dust forgotten. But my lord, those short days I shall number to my rest, as many must not see me, shall, though too late, though in my evening, yet perceive a will, since I can do no good, because a woman, reach constantly at something that is near it. I will redeem 1 minute of my age, or like another Niobe, I'll weep till I am water. Only after this does Amintor relent. So what Evadne talks about here is repentance. She repents her sexual sins by killing the king. She does so and returns to Amintor with the knife. However, when she does return to him with the knife and wants him to make her his full wife, he doesn't. He has regrets or doubts and doesn't. So she kills herself, and then Amintor finds out about this and kills himself too. So she speaks these words in the epigraph, in the Middlemarch epigraph, as she goes to kill the king, the source of her unhappiness, the person who forced himself on her. She does so to please her husband, her true love. Thus she shows herself being willing to do anything for her love. So again, what does the epigraph mean in this case? Well, perhaps exactly that Dorothea will do anything for her true love. Or it may be just merely the idea of finding out what happens when a girl marries the wrong person, and that is why the entire tragedy ensues. Or it may be females at the time had a lot of limitations, and they will do anything to get rid of those limitations. And I say that because in whatever form you choose to interpret this epigraph, it does allude to fault in females, a lack of something, an insecurity perhaps, and that Dorothea has plenty. She is insecure about her knowledge, her ideas. She wants someone to guide her. She, weirdly enough, wants a parent and sees the marriage as fulfilling only in those terms. At least that's her opinion before being actually married. So what do you think? What does this epigraph mean? Have you read the first few chapters in Middlemarch? Does the epigraph seem to have a point there? Is it completely useless and completely unrelated to anything? What do you think? Let's chat either here in the comments or on my Discord channel. You are welcome to this attempt to uncover mysteries in Middlemarch. I'm Maria from Read Fine Books. Thank you for watching.